The minutes of June 6th. Do we have any comments or questions?
On the
No
middle.
corrections? Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Okay, treasurer's report. I'm afraid Garrett is recovering from COVID.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Yes, we all are. But he did give me a treasurer's report, which I will read out for him. General expense account has $2,350 in it. Advertising, $825. Postage, $25. Office supplies, $25. Printing expenses, $200. Professional services, $1,275. Town farm expense has $1,500. The WHC trust has $18,532.80. The town farm trust has $6,883.59. And the Wolf Pit School Trust has $7,810.79. Any questions or comments? Do I hear a motion?
A motion to approve.
I second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're a little early for our first.
Well, excuse me then, Mr. Chair, sometime could we have a brief commentary on what those various trust funds are for?
Sure,
I
I
mean,
think it
other-
would be appropriate for Garrett to do that.
Do that, yeah.
On his return,
Yeah.
yeah. Although the names,
Oh,
many of them give them away.
Well, they do, but they don't say what
What-
they can be used for
Very
those
good.
particular properties.
Okay.
That's what I
Sure.
was thinking of.
So any monitors reports while we're waiting for 6:05?
No.
No, okay. Any applications for certificates of non?
Well, I have a kind of a monitor's report. You know, the house on the corner of Drift and Main there, that Greg Knoll is doing, that, was complete renovation, complete,
Okay,
very nice.
yes, I saw past it the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went inside today and talked to the guy, and it's, you
It's
know,
actually, that's Hotel Hill Road, just
It's, yeah.
Just
it-
a-
That's corner of Hotel.
Hotel Hill at Main.
thank you, Red,
Okay. Good, thank you.
thank you.
There's a cemetery.
Applications for certificates of non-applicability.
No, we didn't receive any.
None of them, okay. Well, as long as, I've got one bit of new business. The Moody's at 2031 Main Road would like to put solar panels on a 2031, which is behind,
Yeah,
basically, I don't know, behind a couple of houses, but would like to put solar panels on their shed. Now, I think it may require a site visit on our part, because whether it's visible from a public way or not, and then how we want to.
Would be visible from the water there, I would think.
yeah.
It may be, although there's another house down there. Or no, it's not a house, it's a barn. Actually, it's David Cole's barn. And it turns out that David Cole has
Yes.
solar panels on a shed behind
Yep.
his house.
Yeah.
He did,
And this would be basically just next door.
yeah.
So would we like to take, who would like to, I mean,
I'll go down.
are we interested
Yeah.
in making a site visit so that we can assess the matter, whether it's within our
Some-
purview? Sure.
Some
Okay.
pictures of the elevations would be nice, you know.
Yeah. Now, she's not going to be here tonight, but I've got her
They
phone
would be
number.
applying, right?
They would be applying unless it's a certificate of non-applicability. I mean, unless it's not
There
visible.
is a
from a-
structure, so it would be,
But is it visible from a public
oh,
way?
okay,
That's the issue. I've got her phone number, maybe we can set a date and time now, what works for people? Anything?
It's gonna rain tomorrow and the next day, I think.
Yeah,
How about
you're right.
Thursday?
Okay, I won't be here, but you don't need me.
I'll be in New York on Thursday.
Me too.
usually we do our site visits on like a Saturday
Saturday.
morning.
Hold on, I'm
A
gonna.
Saturday morning or
Saturday's fine.
Sunday morning where people
Yeah.
I'm gonna
won't
be-
be available.
I think,
Let's say Saturday at
weekend.
9.
Okay, okay. Okay, I'm sorry. What did we decide on?
Saturday at 9.
Saturday at 9, let's see if we can make that work. Hold on.
I could make 10, I can't make 9.
Let's do 10 then.
Saturday,
10 sounds much
Well,
better.
that's,
I know.
Especially for us oldies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Except I'm in bed by 8, but I'm up by 6, so. Okay. Yeah, have you seen
This is
David
10-8?
Cole's Betty Slade's, their solar panels?
I think
It
I-
is
I-
visible,
Yeah, yeah.
and I don't know how long it's been up there, but it's,
Well,
and where are we going?
if they claim it as a roof.
2031.
well, we're gonna get a lot more of these
Oh, I'm
things,
sure.
you know, so we should have some procedure about
Yeah,
how to do
yeah.
it.
we should. Yeah.
Hi, this is
Especially
Rudd
down
Lawrence.
end,
We
so
are
long.
in the meeting of the
Yeah.
Historical Commission, and we're hoping to arrange a site visit
I had,
of
you know, a
where you
solar
want to put
panel
your solar
on my old
panels
house
on
before this was
Saturday
rebuilt.
at 10
Oh,
a.m.
dating back
Let me
to
know one way or the other
probably
whether that works for you, and I'll
19
communicate that to the rest of the committee.
70
Thanks, bye-bye.
maybe?
Commission.
And it,
Pre- That
Okay.
predated.
yeah.
And now,
it
we're
was
ready
really
for
ragtag.
1835 Main Road.
Yeah.
That's you. Come on up.
How far up do you want us?
Well, you
Uh,
can
right
even
here.
bring
Grab-
these
grab
chairs
some
up if
chairs.
you
Yeah,
want.
that's fine. Pull up to the table if you like. Pretty informal.
That doesn't hurt. It's been a long time, I don't remember how this goes. You ask questions, or do we present?
You present, and
Okay.
then we ask questions. Okay, good.
So the proposal has been refined a bit.
Okay,
So we're proposing to replace 10 component sash, two, double hung, so top and bottom.
okay. Sashes, but not,
Sash only.
not the frame, okay.
Correct.
Sash only, okay.
What we will be taking out is a potentially probably 1970s, early 70s replacements from Brosco.
Okay.
So they aren't even the original, but when I took one out, the
Yeah,
original
but the
jam.
Broscos are pretty true dimensions.
Yes, and the original jam was there, and you could see where the parting beads were and everything, so we measured to those dimensions, so we will be putting sash in there the same size as the original sash.
Will
with the
they
same-
also be Broscos, or?
No, they're gonna be
Okay.
Boston sash.
Okay.
We brought a sample to, this is not the window that,
Uh-huh.
not the light configuration that we're using, but it gives you the idea of the size of the mountain bars, et cetera.
Okay.
So it's an insulated sash with this exterior view.
Uh-huh.
It has the small mutton bars, it has an internal spring balance
Did you see that? Yeah.
like this. So, the original windows in a house of this age would have had those little push buttons or a little sort of a lever or maybe even a stick
Yeah, that's
to
right.
hold them up. And these, what happens is you drill a small hole in the jamb, you put in a little washer, this hook goes on it, and then everything is
Spring.
unseen.
Yeah.
So it essentially should look as original as it can, other than it does have 2 layers of glass to give you some insulating component and some weather stripping.
And what's there are the two over two?
No, that's why I said
Okay.
this is a sample
Okay,
I
so-
can get, it's 9/9.
It's 9/9,
Right.
and that's what you're intending to replace
Yes.
it with? Okay.
You just, we don't wanna change it. It's-
Okay, okay,
It's
I'm
kind of
just-
cool the way it is.
Just check.
Yeah, yeah, so,
Okay.
there would be 4 on the main body of the house facing Main Road, 4
Okay.
windows.
Uh-huh.
And then there's a little bump over that has 1 facing Main Road, 2 facing the field to the right, as you're in the house.
Sure.
And 1 on the back side, which no one could see, but it makes no sense to do 3 out of 4.
Right.
And then on the gable end, above would be 2.
Ah.
And these are some pictures of those elevations.
Sure.
Now, originally Ursula was proposing some windows on the back, but because of the expense of these, we've decided that this,
You mean new windows?
yeah, but they're on the back of the house.
Then you're not doing this.
It's not really your issue anyways at that point.
If you're not
but-
doing them, we don't care.
Yeah. So we doing 10 that are in this public view that are this component.
Okay.
What else can I tell you? There's also an ask about a slider that is
Yeah, this,
in the public vision.
this slider?
Yes, that's on the far back, as you're on on Main Road on the street, it's on the far back on the left.
Sure.
It's existing, I got the impression that that was a more, fuzzy question. Since there's no
go down.
historical sliders,
I know.
right now it's 2 large panes of glass.
Large panes of glass. It's just-
Yeah, which you can't see right now, but what's obscuring it is trees, and I know that doesn't really count.
There actually used to be 2 sliders there, but we put windows in when we renovated the kitchen, so there's now only one. So it actually looks better than it did before.
What are
What
your
is the
names?
brand of the
Sorry,
slider?
my
you
name's
use?
Ursula Liff, and I'm the owner of the
Okay,
house. So
okay.
it's nice to meet you. I've talked to some of you very
Yeah.
soon.
I'm
Mr.
right.
Lawrence?
I'm right, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, we don't
nice.
have name tags.
Yeah, no, like,
The brand
Carol.
of the existing
Oh,
slider
so
is
nice to meet you.
a Anderson slider.
I mean, you're replacing that on a slider.
I would like to replace it with a similarly sized slider, perhaps from Anderson, perhaps from Colby and Colby. Depends, one has a 24-week lead time, one has 20 week, and that's another month, so.
So if it's a Colby, it would be the French type.
Well, that would be the question. When I spoke to you, you said you probably wouldn't care one way or the other, but were we to be asked to do a French type, which would be with divided walls, then yeah, that would be the Colby.
Right, or the Anderson.
Or
You say.
Yeah,
I mean, there is an Anderson window
That
that
has-
is the permashield, which has the very narrow,
yep, and
whereas,
that would be the goal.
no, the ones that have the heavier stiles and rails is the regular Anderson door.
The narrow, I
400
think they call
series.
it narrow line. Is
No, the narrow line is
the
the one that
the regular.
probably wouldn't look good.
Well, let's put it this way. If you are willing to go and let us do a slider, we will do a slider that you would like.
Well, certainly. I mean, the slider- this-
I mean,
this-
we're not here to be combative, it's just,
The slider-
one that's there is falling in and, you know.
The slider is there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of, and prior to this, the commission has always said, well, French doors, we require French doors rather than sliders. Sliders have been a bad word. But they look the same.
Yeah,
You can't tell the difference between a French door or a slider, so that's fine.
yeah, okay.
And it's been there, it's just a matter of making it,
A little more
have-
in keeping.
well, the 400 series Anderson, which is the typical one used, with the other one, the other one's made out of plastic,
Okay.
and it's, a permashield. See, that's a vinyl.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
we don't want that.
But the Colby is certainly excellent, there'd be no problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the longest lead time.
Yeah, but the Anderson's fine, you can get those more readily. So we'll just say the Anderson 400 series.
Okay.
yeah,
And
and
you'd
that's
like,
what I think we
yeah.
quoted, I mean, like the 400 series.
except that they didn't quote it to you with walls, but
Oh,
we can
gotcha.
get that changed.
So it would have the simulated true divided light. It comes with, the standard is basically fine and good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a custom light design.
No, because the one that's here doesn't have any lights at all, so whatever we do will be better.
But their standard is perfectly fine with us.
Okay.
With they either have a 7/8 inch mutton, I don't know if they have the 3/4, what you have there. Or is this is a little less
It's
than
pretty nice,
3/4?
yeah. These guys make a nice one.
No,
Yeah,
it's nice.
so,
So what I would do in this situation here, because of the long lead time, I can come back to you with, a spec sheet on what we would use for this line.
Well,
If you
you know,
need
I
me,
could
if
just
you
say-
need me
We're
to, or
familiar,
I'll just,
we're familiar enough
yeah,
that
that's fine.
I don't
that's
think you
fine,
need to
either
do
one
that.
of those is great, it's good, perfect.
All right.
But I'd like to look at that window more. This, well,
What are you looking for?
well, that is the window that has been used in the district.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been used because it has proportions that are similar. You let me use that.
So,
Yeah,
what you
What
see
we see
right
is
here,
here.
there's a 1/2 inch stop. So if we put that to there and then we take a 1/2 inch away, you see
That's-
approximately 2 inches, 1 3/4 to 2 inches by 10.
this is,
Yeah, this is up against
Okay,
the
the
jam
stop
like
is here,
this,
though.
and the stop is there, correct.
okay, so that leaves, yeah, that's
About
perfect.
1 3/4, which is what we're measuring on
Yeah,
the ones that exist.
That's good, and here, with
About
rail,
1
1 and a half.
1.5, 1
Okay.
3/8.
and also this window, what you're putting in there is a little bit larger than this sash, right? I mean, what's the opening that you have?
It's whatever the opening is would,
No, I'm just saying proportions change with that, can I just?
oh, yeah, no, this is a sample. This has nothing to do with the ones we'd be putting in.
Yeah,
They would be the size of the hole.
which is the kind of size that it would be. See, usually the glass would be,
Oh, the glass is much smaller
Much-
than what we're doing.
Yeah,
'cause
so
the
I was
little
gonna say
pane- The panes are about this
you're seeing the
big.
proportions that are different in this window, because we're talking about a window at least with the glass would be 28 inches. So the glass would be over here, like that. So that makes a big difference in the way the window looks. So this has been used in a number of houses. Okay.
Do we have any comments from abutters?
Well, my only question would be if this window is approved, I'm going to do ones for mine as well. I'm 6/6, not 9/9, thank God.
6/6 was a
But the
50.
window would be the same, I mean, it would be the same,
Yeah,
I don't
everything
know.
out here would be the same.
yeah, I mean,
It's just how they divide it up.
and, it would be the same.
Yes.
Now Ursula, 9/9 would also be no problem with the commission.
It is 9/1.
It is.
They're
I
talking
mean,
I
no,
think he
I'm
meant
6/6.
6/6 would be okay
Would
as
be
well,
okay as well.
if you would rather change it. This 9/9 was a
9/9 it-
50s thing that was a fake colonial thing, it really wasn't.
The odd thing though is the house across the street also
Has
has
the
some.
9/9.
Yeah, so I
Oh, yeah.
thought it maybe was a.
There's some with 12/12.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So-
Usually they went to
I
the
thought
Bronx.
he was 9/9. I thought he has 6/6.
No.
So that's fine, but and your 9/9 would be fine.
No,
I mean, your
have-
6/6.
I have
So
6/6.
we could talk about whether Ursula's would like to consider 6/6. That also might be, I don't think it's gonna change the price much, but
Yeah.
we can look into that as long as that's,
There is
The
a-
barn is 6/6.
It's an option.
yeah.
The 9/9 looks nice
Yeah.
in that house, so
Yeah,
I
it
think.
does.
It does.
It does.
Are you considering shutters, no shutters, or?
I'm actually, thinking no shutters.
Yeah,
if
I like
that's-
the look of
I
no
mean, it
shutters.
looks more colonial without the
It's
shutters,
more
I
authentic without them.
believe.
Yeah.
And I took pictures from like 17 or found historic pictures that
Mhm.
showed it without shutters, so
Yeah,
if it's okay with you, I'm not gonna put them back. I'll save them, of course, for somebody who might want them in the future.
For the
I know.
termites, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you can see that's an amazing window because it actually has the balances in the sash itself. And that's a feature that no one has except a few of the people who make real reproduction windows.
Yeah, the only challenge with this window, of course, is that it is more than double the cost of
Yeah.
other windows, as
Right.
you might know, which makes this a
Yep.
very difficult project for a young, single woman. But I am going to, we're gonna make it work,
one window at a time.
one window at a time.
Yeah, I know, I appreciate, I
The
mean, we
mountain
do
size.
appreciate that.
Mhm.
You know,
What
we
is the
know it's
mountain size you're
expensive to
gonna
keep
use?
up an historic
It's-
house. It is, it just is.
Well, what is the mutton size on these windows?
Yeah, it's 7/8.
And thank you.
7/8?
It is 7/8,
For
yeah.
wanting to do that.
Shy 7/8.
Yeah.
It's like,
Nebraska made one that was, a 5,
no, it's not a 5/8.
it's more than that,
Yeah,
okay.
it is.
And whatever it is, it looks good here, so if you copy, whatever's there, that's fine.
It's a sweet house.
So you're talking about
I
7
love
days.
my house.
I
I
can see that.
can't, this house is like made my.
I tried to,
We've really built a life around
How long have you been here?
it for, 5 years.
5 years.
drawings.
Well,
You
I
don't
guess,
have a
They
dog, or
wouldn't
I would know
Produce
you.
the drawings
I
till we
couldn't
give
get
them an order, I
Okay.
didn't want to give them an order until we were approved.
You were approved.
So, but I do have, so this is, and I guess, okay, stop moving.
the reason I bring that up is that we're seeing something that is not that size. That mutton is not that size. That is a very, very narrow mutton,
Let's see, I'm trying to.
which is, not what we would approve.
You'd like one with a little more meat to it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
they
well, and I
usually are a
think
little bigger.
it just holds up better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if they give me, they did send me a drawing of a framed window, which I did not wanna submit, cause then we get into, oh, well, you said you were just doing sash and there's a frame in this, and, you know, it just seemed complex. This was a sort of, you can look at this for sections, for me. Again, I can get you fine-tuned information on the mutton size when they give me a drawing, but it's meant to be the same
If
7/8
it's the
as
same,
what's there, yeah.
within that area, certainly 7/8 is fine.
Okay. Well, that's
We
what
wanna
we were
make
shooting
sure
for.
you're very pleased by this window in the end.
It's very expensive.
He's the window guy. so-
Yes, no, I realize that.
So, since I'm the one who's gonna have to write up the, certificate of appropriateness, how many windows?
10.
10.
Oh, you're actually doing all 10? I thought,
I'm doing all 10, I'm not doing the ones on the backside.
oh, okay.
10 windows, 20 sash.
But sash only?
Sash
Yes.
only, yeah.
Hans, if you measure these and find that they're not exactly 7/8, you could go to the 5/8, the next one down.
And we are going with 8/8.
Okay, just so we know that.
9/9.
But don't go over
All
that.
right.
And the
Yeah,
other
I
one is
was-
9/9.
And this, yeah, this is a 5/8, right? No, the ones that are there are bigger than this.
Yeah,
And I, you know, I figured as long as we were keeping the proportions the same, we'd be doing okay.
And you're right.
I have one additional question.
Sure.
I would like to replace the plaque on my house,
Mhm.
and I understand there is a company that that everyone uses. Do you know what company that is? Oh,
There's a bill from them.
okay, excellent, thank you.
Could I get that name as well?
Sure.
It's
I live at 1832.
They're not as nice as the old ones.
Caroline,
You
wasn't
didn't have
there
any
somebody
comments,
who
I
was,
gather.
who was
Question.
touching them up or
I'm trying to
reading?
figure
sorry,
out
I-
what you guys do, because I think I need to replace windows in
Sure.
the parsonage as well.
Okay.
That we have.
Well, after Geraldine died, I thought there was somebody who
I
was,
thought Garrett was handling it.
Garrett was handling it, yeah.
Well,
If you just
I-
wanna
I-
touch it up.
that's a bill which I was going to give to Garrett, who's not here.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But shouldn't she go through Garrett is the question.
Oh, yes.
Sorry. Let's try this again.
Okay,
Instead of taking that information,
okay.
let me give you a phone number for Garrett Stuck, who's a member of our committee, who's got COVID tonight, I'm afraid, or recovering from COVID. And he handles orders for new plaques.
Great,
And so his number is 617-947-2059.
fantastic, and it's Garrett.
Garrett.
And he lives in the Greek Revival, the yellow Greek Revival
Oh,
house.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So now, do I hear a motion?
I move,
I-
we approve.
second,
We move,
Let's read out, if you would just read out what we're approving, just so we make sure we're all on the same page.
You are replacing 10 windows, sash only, 9/9, and what else do?
Boston sash.
Oh, Boston sash, yeah.
And then there's the slider.
Have we agreed on
Yeah,
anything on the
it's
slider?
So we need to
Yeah,
get
let that be
the
separate.
size of
Yeah,
them.
look at the
Caroline?
slider.
Boston sash,
Yeah.
in the same proportion as the existing windows.
That's.
Oh,
That'll do it. And it doesn't have to be 9/9, it could be 6/6, so either one.
well, I think it would be helpful, to at least,
But you're planning to do
We're gonna go
9/9, so
9/9.
fine, 9/9 it is then, fine. Okay, and the slider, how do we want to, word that? It's going to be, tell us what we're doing?
Either an Anderson or a Colby and Colby.
Or Anderson or Colby.
Anderson 400 series.
Anderson 400 series of the
French,
Colby.
French wood door is the word.
French wood door
Gotcha. Yep, that was the one we were looking for.
with divided lights, is that right?
With simulated.
And the
Simulated
Colby?
through divided
Yeah,
lights.
Kolby and Colby.
What was that?
With
Simulated
simulated
true
true
divided
divided
light.
lights.
So what that means is
That's what that window
the
is.
button bars are both on the outside and the inside, and they're applied to the insulated glass. They're
So you
not
have
those
one
snap-in
pane of
plastic
glass,
things.
but things, dividers on both the inside and the outside, so it looks like a true divider.
So it looks like a true
It looks,
divider.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not snapped in.
And,
plastic
and,
ones.
and you know you've been on this committee too long if you can say that 3 times fast without.
Can I ask a question about the slider?
Yeah.
What if they wanted to replace it like for like? Is that something that someone could do?
Yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
So
But
like,
we
for-
can't do that on the windows, because
Right.
that implies that it doesn't have,
The divided,
Simulated
simulated
dividers.
divided lights. No, we're just asking for that,
quite frankly. You were asking for that, but
Yeah.
you can't beat her up about it. Okay,
Okay, no.
well, we'll continue to look at the budget. We
Okay,
got 24 weeks on that one.
I hear you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, good luck.
thank you.
thank you, very nice to meet all of you.
Well, Hans, thanks for bringing that window in.
Oh, wait, did we have a vote on this? I heard a motion. Do we have a second? No. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Okay, now,
Now we are,
Thank
now we
you.
can do. Okay.
Don't,
Yeah.
we, I did have
Monitors.
and
Monitors.
Oh, go, wait, before you leave.
Yeah, I'm Beverly
Sorry.
Shook,
Uh,
and I live down across from,
Hans,
well, it's
Hans,
1963. So if you're there,
Before you leave,
Yes.
we need 2 monitors, and we're gonna give you their names. Who is?
I'll be a monitor.
One monitor, Beverly. Sure. And you were gonna get her phone number and email from Bob here, our clerk. So he will give you that information. And who's our other monitor?
Ken, Michael?
And Michael. Great.
And Ursula, you must call them prior to the installation.
Installation.
Yes.
At the beginning of work and upon completion of work, and if there are any changes from what we've agreed to.
Okay.
That's
And so I will call Beverly and
Michael, yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
and are you waiting to order these? So is that gonna be a big lag time?
So
For you?
the idea here is that now that we know that this window is approved, we're
Yeah.
gonna put the order in. We were told it's gonna be about 12 to 16 weeks, to get these windows.
Right in the middle of,
4
Right
months.
in the middle of winter, there's like air
Everything you were trying
going
to
right
avoid.
through this house, so I'm gonna be, anyway.
I said, everything you were trying to avoid.
Yeah, but you know, it's all you do. Oh, of course, sure. Oh, this is for me. Do you want me to write it, where do you want to write it down? Oh, it's Ursula Lift. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night, Ursula. We did have possibly two.
Okay.
This certificate of non-applicability goes back to July. Now, you did not have a
Meeting,
meeting,
right.
so I don't know whether you got it or not. Anyway, 1975 Main Road, there was termite damage in the back of the house. And the other was 2033 Main Road, very gutters.
Besides being a brilliant painter,
2033 was very
I
gutters.
guess you are. Very definition.
There, we did not have it.
So now we're just waiting for red surprise.
No, you got my surprise. That was, oh no, it was the solar panels. That was my surprise.
Can I have those photographs back
Yes,
and I'll put them in the file?
photographs.
Thank you.
Did we get a time to see this?
I did not get an answer to my phone call, so I left a message. I will email everyone what the answer is, either we're on for Saturday or.
We're not.
Is there an alternate time that would work for us?
No.
I,
Well, they don't have to be there necessarily, do they?
You know, I think you could just wander into David Cole's backyard, and I think that would work.
I mean, if they
You know
could,
what? You're absolutely right. I was thinking they did, well, because the other suggestion was, that if we didn't wanna put on the shed, maybe she could put it somewhere on the house.
well, if she would just leave you, you know, a
Give me-
good
give me-
description of what she'd like to do,
Right.
they can be there or
Okay.
not.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I have one other question.
Sure.
When will I receive and how will I receive the certificate to take to get my building permit?
The certificate goes directly to, the building inspector.
Okay, so they'll have my information,
Well, it takes a little time, but yeah,
a week, like a week and
Yeah.
a half, well,
And
it's gonna be 16 weeks, so I,
right.
Yeah.
I will mail you a copy of the certificate of appropriateness.
okay, I might have to frame it.
Oh, your memories, lovely.
Very
Thank you.
But anyway, the building department gets the first one.
Okay, sounds good.
The cutie.
Do we have any other new business or old business?
Whatever my letter was, and we're involved.
Which letter is this?
Oh, it was addressed to you.
Oh, that letter. Hold on. See what I can find.
Here.
It's been so long since we've had a meeting, right?
Actually, that came within, and the application is on the last page.
Oh, planning grant. So I don't think we're planning to submit any grant applications, are we?
Actually, it would be more,
Or survey and planning grant applications. You know, we can apply to the state,
This is for planning.
yeah.
I don't see anything that we're doing the.
No, I don't either, so this is very nice. Okay.
Yes. So I do think we need to do an active committee member search, like everybody bring in a name or something.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we're getting a little thin.
We are getting a little thin, now we don't have any alternates.
Is that true?
Oh, I
Well-
forgot to mention, I do have new business, in case you're not aware, is the Anyals have sold their house and are moving to, South Carolina.
I thought you said you had new business. I saw her at the Speakeasy, and I gave her her plaque, her
Very good.
memorial plaque to take with
Very
her.
good. Okay. So we're
But yeah.
down one alternate, so we now have no alternates at this point.
But I think that we should always be recruiting,
Yeah.
and, I don't know how we do it, but, I've always been trying to recruit and
Mhm.
got certain people in.
I think the select board in their minutes usually have something at the end listing places, commissions that need new members and so forth.
There really should be an alternate clerk too. I mean, just a clerk in training, if nothing else.
You're absolutely right.
That's so important, because, it's a very legal issue. I mean, what you do as a clerk is involve legal matters.
And there's an awful lot of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, but that's
You
true.
do it in triple Mickey. It's just,
Could Robert be the clerk assistant? Could Robert be the clerk assistant? He does a lot of that.
But that's a good question. Can Robert do some of that busy work, Robert, that you're doing? Because you mail out the notices for hearings to the abutters. That's one of the main things, to keep track of the applications for certificates. But there must be something else
well,
that could take a lot of that off of you.
Robert's
Actually,
very good
what
at minutes.
Robert
and
does do, which is very
order.
nice, is he at least puts the agenda on, the main bulletin board. I used to do it in, post office, and I saw that in the on the point, the post office, there is a bulletin board there. And people are putting up notices.
They also get taken down too.
Well, they certainly got taken down originally, and the postmistress in the main post office is not very gracious about it. Only for postal business.
Business, yeah. I think that's her attitude at the present time.
So now I send it to Betty Slade, a copy of the letter, and she sends it out.
From the neighborhood association.
Yeah,
Which is
and gets around, which
it works.
is probably better.
Probably better, right.
And, you know, the fact that Bob, because it's very close to where his office is, and he puts it up on the bulletin board there, it saves me one trip. I mean, in terms of having the file back in
The files in the town hall.
I have to go to the town hall tomorrow anyway to get a timestamp. So, you know, if I'm there, I would have taken the labels, whatever they are, the signs, home, and tomorrow, I couldn't get in. I don't know why, that door was locked, but at least I know what it is.
Caroline, one thing is that you send out the notices and you have to look up the abutters to find out what abutters are
But
within
it's
that.
in the software.
It's easy for you? Okay.
I mean,
Mhm.
but again, that's something that somebody,
You
I
need an
mean, shouldn't
assistant
be
because,
the only living person who knows how to do it.
well, the reason I say this is so important is because we have a limit of time before we can make a determination.
Yes.
I mean, that's part of the bylaws or whatever it is. Legally, we have like 30 days or something, I can't remember what's in there. And we have to make a determination within that time, or else it becomes approved. And that's a serious matter.
Yeah.
So if we don't have a quorum for some meeting, why then?
Well, that's different, you can have a quorum, but it has to be posted. It has to be posted within that time. I mean, when you submit the application for a certificate of appropriateness, it's time-stamped,
Yeah,
and you have to make a determination within 30 days.
Right. And if we don't have a quorum, we have to call another meeting within that 30
Yeah, well,
days.
that's legally fine, because a quorum is something else, so, or else, if you can't make a determination, you can always continue it to another hearing.
Continuation.
But it's a matter of bringing it before the commission has to be done within that 30 days.
And there are just a few things. The software gives you the abutters within 100 feet. Somehow we have reduced that to 70 feet. This I get from Jane. You know, Jane said 70 feet, I've done 70 feet.
I think it was, I think that's what it's always
But
been.
I-
well, maybe so, but the software actually does 100, so again, that's something you have to know. You can't simply, all right, now I know how to manipulate the software, but you have to edit the 100 feet to 70 feet, you know. It's just something else you have to remember to do.
You're also sending out the actual letters in the mail, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
So that's another thing that,
Well,
that's,
I mean,
You're happy to do it, it sounds like.
okay,
no,
now,
not really.
who
I
wants,
think-
who wants to be the assistant clerk?
Don't look at me, that's discriminatory.
Come on. Who are we gonna recruit for that?
I'll sue.
I had Christie in mind.
I think
Yeah, we did.
Alan will be around longer than I will, so.
Maybe Garrett would be interested, and he's not
He
here.
can
so
be
we can-
secretary treasurer.
Okay, well, then let's table this till next meeting.
Good idea.
Okay. Or we'll get someone new, and we'll make them the assistant.
Yes.
Motion
With
to
a
adjourn.
promise. Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.